Sonshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer. And it is a beautiful, cool Friday morning, and you've stepped into the hottest spot in town, that is Sonshine's Corner. Welcome in, and I'll say it like I do every week. Whew, it's Friday. We made it through another long week, but you know what? This has been one productive week. We have gotten into some great things that are so beneficial for the community. We've given out so much knowledge, and you know what? It's like I say, that knowledge is power. And we are doing that because this is the way that we grow. This is the way that we connect in our community. And you know what? Today is not going to be any different. I've reached out to people in our community that are doing great things. You see, because I believe that you always hear when it says, you know, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I believe that philosophy. And when you put good people together, putting great ideas together to make it great in the community, that's what we do. I encourage you to tell somebody else when you want to know what's happening in and around the Gulf Coast. All you've got to do is tune into Sonshine's Corner each and every weekday morning right here at 9 o'clock. And today it is not any different because I've got a young lady in here that I am just so happy to have with me. I'm talking about Miss Leah Gibbs, and she's got some great things coming up because I love it that the fact that I hear Leah, and I'm going to introduce everybody else, but I got to say this first because we've got a Zoom call guest that's with us today. We've got a young lady that's going to be a speaker at your event that's here today, Lindsay, and we got the doctor that's zooming in with us today. But what I want to say to you, Leah, first of all, thank you. Why I say thank you, you hear a lot of events pointed toward the young men. You see a lot of that. But you see, our girls need the same thing. And what you're working on, sweetheart, is absolutely that. Let's talk about that, how you came up with it, what we're going to do, and what we expect to get out of it. And I know you got a lot to talk about today with that pretty smile on your face.
Yes, thank you so much. Firstly, thank you so much for having me.
But of course.
And thank you so much for everything that you do in the community and allowing us to talk about these great things in the community on your platform.
Right.
So I do have a lot to say about the Royalty Matters Teen Retreat. So I'm very excited about giving this experience, this exclusive experience to 10 young ladies.
Oh, wow.
10 young ladies. It's an intimate setting, and they will have a lot of exclusive experiences as well as workshops. And the workshops will be led by our peer pioneers.
Okay.
And so they will be 10 at-risk youth. So the pioneers are people who face some of the same or similar adversities,
right,
and who have been able to
grow from that. Yes.
And go ahead and succeed in whatever it is that they wanted to do in life, right?
Absolutely.
They have resilience. And so it helps the young ladies that they are having this mentorship from someone who has possibly been in a similar situation.
Absolutely. You know, well, growing up, we've always done some things. If I could tell you some stories. But no, we grow from these things, and now it's giving back.
Absolutely.
And you know, giving back, I believe in that. But I'm going to go, I want you, because I know you know about the Dr. Moore, right? That's on the Zoom. Look at that smile.
I do.
Look, talk about her. Let us know about her.
Oh, Lydia, Dr. Lydia Murphy.
I like to say Doc.
And I like to say Dr. Lydia Gibbs Murphy because she is my sister. She's my baby sister.
Right.
And so she is a Gibbs, but she got married. So I'm so thankful for that union, but she's still a Gibbs. So I just throw it in there.
Right.
Right. So she our baby.
That's right. No doubt. And you know, let's welcome her. Good morning, Dr. Gibbs.
Good morning, Sunshine. Good morning, Pensacola, my home. Very happy to be here.
And we are so glad that you're going to be partaking in this great event that's coming up on the 18th, which is next weekend, right?
Yes, it's the 19th of October.
October,
correct.
Yes. Oh, God, this month is gone already.
It is gone.
Already. But you know what, for you, and now just tell us a little bit what we can be expecting with the girls and how you all have collaborated on this to make this such a huge event. Talk to us, Doctor.
Yes, absolutely. So I have a passion for my community. As Leah said, we are sisters. I recently relocated back to Pensacola, and in my relocation, I renovated my childhood home, which is right next door to where Leah lives, and she was gracious enough to let my family stay there while we were renovating. So we are very close. And along with that, I am also recently appointed to the board of directors for Chain Reaction, which is
Oh,
a youth teen volunteer group in Pensacola, Florida. And I'm mentioning it because that was my escape in Pensacola. Not that I needed to escape from anything because we have the beaches and why see the world when you have the beach.
no doubt
But
about
just
it.
to give me other opportunities to open my eyes to other things that were available to me. Being a part of this group, this volunteer organization, we actually got to sit in on the meetings and the plans for Maritime Park when I was in like middle school. So to see
Oh,
that come
wow.
to fruition and all of the things that we've been able to bring to the community by just reaching back, I will always be adamant and passionate about reaching back. We don't move forward as a human race without it.
Absolutely.
And this is one of those passion projects. Like I just have to be involved. I'm in Louisville right now for work. I am a doctor of pharmacy, so I work in managed care and I advocate for people in the health field. And it is my passion to advocate for people wherever I am. So that's why this is so special, so important to me. I lost my mom at a young age, and Leah actually had to. She says I'm her baby sister, but she's more like my second mom.
Oh,
And
how
just
sweet.
a lot of things that we went through and had to kind of overcome and really push through. You see so many people in the community that just don't have it.
Right.
They don't even have a safe space to say I'm
That's
hurting.
right.
So if for nothing else, this is a safe space for these 10 individuals that are going to participate. The safe space to feel what you feel because you have a right to feel that way. You don't need to be silenced or
Absolutely.
hurt like women are in this world all across the world, right? We're that inferior, helpmate. So just showing the value and the worth of what we really do in driving the world forward, and just passing that along and reaching back will always be, very top of my priority list. I don't care what I'm doing for work. So
Well, I tell you,
really
I can tell
excited to
already,
be here.
these girls going to have a lot to look forward to because she's bringing a lot to the table. You hear me?
Yes.
And that's what it takes, though. And I'm so glad to hear the fact that, and I really, when I say that, I'm pleased to see that you're working with the girls because I hear so much about the guys. But the young ladies need our help as well. And I want to say to you, Tamika, I want everybody to know that you're going to be one of those speakers there at the event as well. So we've got a wealth of information, a wealth of talent that's going to be implanted into these young girls to let them know, even though you may have made a mistake,
Absolutely.
you're still royalty.
Still.
Royalty still matters. And I see it as purple because I just purple, not really purple, but purple relates to royalty anyway.
Yes.
But the fact of it is, Leah, when you stepped out on this, what is it that motivated you to do such a thing as it is in a time as it is now?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things was that when I think about my own personal lived experience, and I think about when I was about that age, 12, 13, I think about some of the behavioral issues that I had. And I realized that I could have used some additional support then. I have a very supportive family, a very supportive church family. However, I still needed additional
That's
support.
right.
I was going through a very difficult time. And I ended up making a lot of mistakes. And there were times that I felt unreachable. And I would like for every young child to know
Yes,
that
Lord.
there is nothing you can do that makes you unreachable.
Absolutely.
There's always time to change your mind and go the other direction. But
Yes.
sometimes they need additional support to do that, more than the schools can provide because they
Thank
already
you.
have their curriculum.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's more than the parent can provide or have the skill set to do. So
Exactly.
what I've done is brought together this group of peer pioneers who are experts in their fields, and they're going to pour into these ladies while we give them exclusive experiences because they are special. Sometimes our
Believe me, they are.
circumstances don't allow us to feel that way, or the world doesn't make us feel that way, but they are royalty, and we need them to realize that because I believe the sooner they realize that, the better.
The better. I agree. Because,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like this. And I think what I'm hearing, and Tamika's just smiling because she's just, just watching you just talk it up, right? I mean, which is a good thing. She said, I'm so proud of her. But look at this. I see the young ladies now, and I know that you see the same thing, and I can't say this enough, that somebody's grabbing hold of the ladies, right? Because I want them to know their worth.
Yeah.
When you say royalty, you got to know your worth.
Yeah.
Within you. Don't let anybody just implant to you that the material things are the greater. No, it's not.
Absolutely.
It's not the greater idea. And I hear and I see and I hear what the three of you are really working toward, to let these ladies know that, hey, look, anything is attainable. You don't have to fall for the lesser. Let's reach for the greater. And I always use myself as an example, Leah. I had my daughter when I was in my senior year. But that didn't stop me. My mother said to me, I'm going to help you get through this. But don't you go back over and do this again. I didn't.
Don't you go back over.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
To have that lift that you guys are doing, right, is absolutely phenomenal. And to reach those girls, and I just got to hear you say something because you're smiling. Come on, Tamika. Come on. Just
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for this platform.
Yes.
And exposing what Leah is doing and sharing with the community. I'm definitely proud to be a part of this. I'm so glad that she asked me to be a part of this. We have a very special relationship. I'm not a native to Pensacola. I moved here pretty recently, 2021.
Really? You just got here.
Oh, yes. I'm still learning. I didn't know how to get here today. I'm like, and GPS everything. But I am very new to the community. Leah is, I would say, probably one of the first friends. I would actually call her a friend. Like, I've met people.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
I opened up to her, and I'm very proud of where she is. And I can definitely share with you, if you don't mind, a little bit of my background.
Okay, I want to share that. We're going to take a break first, and then we're going to come back and hear your background, because I can see that smile on your face. It's a connection here, okay?
Absolutely.
I see it. Everybody listen, you've tuned in to Sonshine's Corner on this Friday morning edition, and we're talking about just how royal you are, and that royalty is in everybody. We can surely seek for that. Let me say thank you to our sponsors for the 26th that's going to be making strides that's coming up. We're going to be walking downtown. I want you to make sure that you're there with us. So please, let me say thank you to those fine people who believe in what we're doing. I'm talking about that is Sunny's Barbecue. Thank you. Rise City Church. Thank you, Pastor, for joining us. Stallworth Insurance. Thank you so much. And Ron Helm from District 4. Thank you for walking with us to make a difference, bringing attention to breast cancer, your sunshine, and of course, Sonshine's Corner.
As we come upon this election, it's important for everybody to get out and vote. It is critical. Voting is the cornerstone of our democracy. It lends a voice to everyone, to the people, to make sure that America is the society that we want it to be, that everybody wants it to be. If you don't get out and vote, you really don't have anything to complain about. My name is Troy Rafferty, and I want to encourage everybody to just vote.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sonshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sonshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
I vote because my mother voted. She was 40 years old, and I was 20 when she first voted. She said, Mamie Lee, take me to the registration office or wherever I need to go so that I can register to vote. So I vote for that reason, and I want everybody else to vote. Don't just talk, you gotta walk it like you talk it, and when you walk it, you are voting. So vote. I'm Mamie Webb Hickson, Director of the Writing Lab at the University of West Florida. Just vote.
It's the hardest conversation I have with patients, telling them that their baby won't make it. And now, because of Florida's extreme abortion ban, I also have to tell them I can't help. The ban forces women to wait until the brink of death to get care and could send doctors like me to prison just for treating my patients. That's terrifying. And it's why I'm voting yes on 4, to end the ban so government can't stop women from getting life-saving care.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. Listen, we have such a conversation. We're off camera. It's unbelievable. You know, one of these days they're going to keep me going. I'm going to think I'm off camera. I'm going to get me talking about the story. But we're going to go back and talk with Tamika, because Tamika was about to tell us a little bit about Tamika. Come on, Tamika. I'm ready to listen.
Ma'am.
She's got this great big smile on her face.
Yes, I mean, I'm on Sunshine's Corner. You know, I can't have a cloudy attitude at this
point.
Yes, ma'am. Just a little bit about myself. So I was born and raised in New York City in the Bronx, and I moved to South Florida as an adult, and so I'm directly here from South Florida.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why this retreat is so important to me, like you said, the emphasis on young women. We are young women. We know what it's like. Times are definitely changing, though.
Yes, they
I
are.
myself, I have a 19-year-old daughter, and she just graduated high school, so I can see the impact of having that kind of mentorship. We have a really good relationship. And the older she got, the more she realized, Mom, this is not common. There's so many young women out there that don't have the support. You know, their mothers are going through so much that they miss that loophole of being there for their daughter. They might be able to provide food, clothes, and shelter, but that emotional, mental support. And that's because they themselves may not have that grounding themselves, you know.
That's right.
So when Leah said she was doing this, I said, you know what, I would love to be a part of this because I do feel closely connected. I have volunteered with youth as well, as far as teenagers, you know.
Of course.
Like I said, growing up was really different for us. We did not have social media. The impact of social media on young women's mental health alone is unprecedented.
Yes.
It's unprecedented, you know, so there's a whole different realm of what's impacting these young women that a lot of us don't know about and are unaware about. And I feel that because of the connection that I have with my daughter and her friends, because a lot of her friends, they kind of find their way to me because they say, you know, we don't have this at home or in our neighborhood, and your mom is a little different. So there's some value there that I have received from these young adults saying, now, okay, I can fill this space. So my portion with Leah is networking. We as adults call it networking, right? Children, they call it making friends.
Exactly.
Right, they call it making friends. That's the big words I would like to use. So I know how important association is. That is key to your success. You're going to be somewhere in the realm of the 5 people you hang out the most with. So that is something, yes, you have to know how to make money. Yes, you know how to speak and how to who you make friends with, who you keep around, the conversations you have are so important.
I agree.
At my grown age, I am very intentional about the people that I associate with. Hence my big smile the whole morning, because I'm very proud of her. When we connected through networking. She and I were in a short film together. I don't know if she wants to share this, but we were in a short film together in 2022 called Snapped. It was directed by Darshell Sandifer, another phenomenal woman that one day you'll have to have on your show.
Of course, I want to. I might get on TV.
I'm plugging that in, Darshell. Yes, and when we met each other, there was a lot of people on set, but we had a lot in common because of our mindset and where our heart was at, our dreams and our goals. And we kept in contact, and we're doing a lot of wonderful things separately but still together.
Of course.
This incident being one of them. You know, this is her path and her journey. I'm so proud of it. And she's like, hey, Tamika. And I'm like, yeah, I'll hop on. I'll support in what way I can. I'll add value where I can. So I'm really excited to speak to these young girls about the importance of association throughout your entire life.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people, Ms. Sunshine, that are locked up because of guilty by association.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And it's not fair. I didn't do it, but you were hanging out with them.
That's right.
You were in that crowd.
Who you're hanging with.
It's so important. If you don't get them at this young age to understand that importance, they can be paying it paying for it for the rest of their lives. And we're here to try to help prevent that.
That's a great point. I mean, that is a great point. And I mean, I can see, I keep saying, the doctor, she's just smiling when they hit those points. But you know, with the three of you guys that I have here today, and this program that you all have coming up on next weekend, I think with what you, and the points that you're making about with your daughter, I got to say this. You said your daughter 19, I thought you were 20.
Thank you. Don't do the math. I'm a little over 20, but you know.
I mean, gosh, she said 19. I didn't want my face to show it. But the fact of it is, when you talk about this and the fact that you've reached out, that you want these girls to understand, and some of them think that this here is the way of life. And like you said, we didn't have this back in the day. However, I'm a little bit further back in the day. You know, I had the rotary. But nevertheless, when you have someone as women such as you, to impart this important information, these skills into these young ladies. I mean, I'm just overwhelmed with the joy that I have, that I see, because I'm so glad. I want you to grow this every year, because you make sure you say tap with me, because we're going to make sure everybody knows what you're doing. How do people get to be a part of this? Have you already chosen the girls?
Yeah, so I can speak to that. So I have already chosen the 10 ladies who's been selected for this particular experience. However, there is a plan to do it once a quarter.
Okay.
We wanted to start in Q4 right away, but beginning next year we will do it once per quarter. And you can just email info@royalreflections.co, and there I will send the submission forms, or someone will send the submission forms if they would like to be involved. So I would advise doing that now for the next quarter, and we'll go through them and select the next 10 ladies for this amazing experience. It's going to be transformative.
I agree. I can tell already. But what I see the positiveness from you guys, and I got to say this, Leah, because I follow you on social media.
Okay.
And I love the fact that even some days you say, let me tell you what I learned from my therapist. I listen to that.
Yes.
And I think that's wonderful, because some of us, I don't know why our community think it's bad to go see a therapist. I'm just real.
Yeah.
We really think that if I go see a therapist, they're saying I'm crazy. No, it's not.
Right.
It's to help you. And the way that you're sharing, I think that's beautiful. And the fact that everybody should have this in what you said here, Tamika, I think is also awesome. I'll give this scenario, and it's going to sound just old school. If you hang around dogs, you get fleas.
Yes.
So you got to be mindful of who you're hanging with. If you got your projection to go to the future the way you want to go, because those fleas are going to go with you, and those fleas can't go everywhere you go. If you understand what I'm saying, that's just an old scenario to paint a picture there so everybody can see. But talk about the fact, some of the things with the girls, and how did you choose them? A person that really has a child that they think, oh, this child is bad, I don't want to get involved with that child. That's the child you need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of times people will say things like, oh, well, they just did this for attention. They just said that for attention. Okay, well, we are teetering on the line of too late when we realize that a child is doing something for attention. So children deserve attention.
Exactly.
And if we're, and if we're not giving it to them, or if we've not identified the way that they receive attention best, then they are going to do things for attention. And that is a cry for help sometimes. But I think it's a really important time to pay attention and wonder why. Why are they doing this for attention? Did they not receive enough attention, or could they not feel the love? That's a good time to pay attention.
When you say they don't feel the love, okay, and when a child is crying out for attention, I see, and I'm out there with, I try to keep myself right in the middle of the kids, the young girls especially, to try to be that example that you can do better. Let's go this way. If there is a child that you see, and I can tell when they're lying. I mean, it's so transparent to me. I can tell when they're lying. I can tell when they're lying to the parents. But the parents don't believe it. They accept it. But I think, how do you get through to the parent, doctor, to let them know that, okay, come on now. You may not want to accept the fact, but this is really happening with your child. And to keep them from taking the step that's going to be even more harmful, let's address this now. I think giving is too much to a child. It's okay to give, but don't overgive. Are you trying to buy the love? Are you trying to buy the parenthood?
Right.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
How do you deal with things like that? Doctor, when you're out there talking to people, how can you get the parent to understand? Now, we can make this work, but it's got to be teamwork.
Yes.
We're doing it on this end. Now, but you've got a job on this end if we want this child to be successful. What do you think about that, Doctor?
Yes, absolutely. I'm very happy to speak about that. One thing that is like really big with me is collaboration. It's a very simple word, just a few syllables, but collaboration can mean so many different things in a different setting. I work on collaborative teams, and I can be very new to a team. Currently, I have a director position, but when I come into this position, I don't know everything. I'm new here. It does not matter that I have the years of experience. And you think of it kind of the same way with a parent, right? Like, I know my child. I've been here. I've birthed them. I've lived with them, right? So if someone else is coming into your child's life and like, okay, well, honestly, they've got this, that, and the third going on, and they could be, you know, going down the wrong path, I'm immediately offended. How dare you? I'm the parent. Like, I've been here. You don't know my child. You don't know me. Like, all of those things. So I think coming in, it's all about the way you say things, right? And the way you present it. So I think first is having a plan, like this retreat, having an actual plan, not just saying, here's the problem and just focusing on that problem. Here's the problem, here's the problem, here's the problem. But here's the problem and the solution. I realized that people appreciate it a lot more when you come with a solution to whatever it is that you're trying to bring to their attention. And it's very similar of like, again, like they said, you know, growing up, I joined this volunteer organization because it's just like, well, I have this passion to give back and serve, and I'm the youngest, so I'm not going to say I didn't get a lot of attention. I got maybe too much attention. But, you know, I was a little bit spoiled, but that
a little bit.
I say privileged, but not privileged in a way of like money or things. But I mean, I have the privilege to feel supported. I have the privilege to know that I can be anything that I want to be. I have the privilege to know that I don't have to run from anything, any place. I don't have to run from myself. I don't have to run from those scary parts, those cringy parts. I can make a plan. I can find some support, and I can resolve for that. There is a solve for every problem. And I truly believe that. Coming with the solution, it makes all the difference.
I agree 100%. And you see, absolutely, when we got that. But, you know, I say that because of the fact that when I see the young girls, and I want them to understand their royalty that's in them. Because sometimes we'll take the material goods, or it's something else I have to share. When I come back, I want to ask you about the fact, because I know that you guys are doing something. I want everybody to blow your email up, because you're going to have to be planning for the next 2 quarters. It's going to be full. I mean, because we need those girls to get this attention that they're seeking. We're going to come back and talk more about royalty. I just love that word, right here on Sonshine's Corner. Again, let me thank our sponsors that's coming up for the Making Strides Walk that's going to be taking place on October 26th, downtown Pensacola. And as you know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, you may not, but I'm sure that you know somebody or some family that's been affected by this horrible disease. So let's make a difference together. Thank you to Sonny's Barbecue. Thank you to Rise City Church, Ron Helms, District 4, and Stalworth Insurance. Thank you so much for partnering with your sunshine right here on Sonshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in Racing Blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if auto owners make sense for you.
Keep going. More. No, stop!
Florida's near-total abortion ban outlaws abortion before many women even realize they're pregnant. The ban means many survivors of rape, incest, and human trafficking will be forced to carry their attacker's child against their will. Get the truth about Florida's near-total abortion ban.
Voting is important to me because I often think about my grandmother. It was a struggle for her to go downtown to become ready to vote. Now things have been made different because of their sacrifice. People work very hard to take your right to vote. I want you to work very hard this year to exercise your right to vote. you owe it to the future generation that's coming behind us. My name is Marcel Davis, and I want to encourage you to just vote.
Florida's near total abortion ban has no real exceptions for rape, incest, or the patient's health. This dangerous ban puts the lives, health, and future of women in Florida at risk. Get the truth about Florida's abortion ban.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with BLAB TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am BLAB TV.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. It's the Friday edition. You know, when I have a great conversation, I can just talk all day. Maybe that's why I do what I do, because I like to talk and I like to bring points out to let it be heard. Perhaps that's the reason. But the fact of it is, today we're talking Miss Leah Gibb. She's got this event that's coming up on October the 18th. 19th. I keep saying the 18th. Why?
And that's okay. That's okay. I'm right
I don't
here.
know why I'm so. What's going to happen with me on the 18th? But it's the 19th, my dear friends. It is the 19th, which is next weekend.
Next weekend.
That's
Saturday.
next weekend. Next weekend that she's having this Royalty Matters, focused on our young ladies in the community. Young ladies, get on that email address. It's
info@royalreflections.co. info@royalreflections.co.
Get that registration going on now, so you have a space for the next one coming up on the next quarter.
Yes.
Because we're going to be doing it again, right?
Absolutely.
Now, we were talking about some stuff off camera, and I want you to talk about, the drop off with the parents and all of this, how they be involved.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have incorporated a couple of ways that the community can get involved,
Okay,
although the
wonderful.
actual experience is for 10 young ladies at drop-off at 7:45 a.m. The parents will have the opportunity to engage in a workshop that is going to give them skills to communicate better with their youth, and they're actually going to get a chance to learn what it is that the girls will be learning emotional intelligence and the value of their self-worth, all of those good things. And because that's not a part of the experience, it's going to be in a different location, in a private area. That's going to be open to the public as well. So let's say your youth did not have a spot at this particular retreat. You're still able to come and learn these things to build your own family, to build their own family unit. So that's one of the ways.
What do they have to do to be a part of? All they got to do is.
All they have to do, they can email us as well, or they can go to our Facebook or our Instagram page, and we will have a form there for them to sign up for that. They just need to register, and that's all.
Let me tell you something. Well, let's say now, Grandma is raising the kids.
Yeah.
Grandma's not too familiar with IG.
Okay.
Grandma's not too familiar with Facebook. Grandma's saying, what are you doing on that thing over there? Let's just say that how can they get in touch with you? Because, sometimes the grandparents are raising their children.
Absolutely. It's for any caregiver.
Right.
So what they can do, if they are not familiar with technology, they can give me a call at 850-816-1213.
That's what I'm thinking, because there are sometimes people, I'm just being really real.
That's so true. You're right.
Now our younger generation, they're all into this. They don't know anything about picking up the telephone to talk, because they don't know how to talk. They text. They don't know if I have a headache, but you're texting me.
Right.
Now, if you're talking to me, you're going to pick up something is wrong. Yeah. However, that's something else. Light bulb just hit. With that, how they use the technology today, that's taken away that personalization of people. Yeah. You're going to be talking about things like that to teach them how it is so important that I can hear your voice.
Yes.
That I can talk to you. And because if you talk to me and you're used to my personality, you're going to know if something's wrong.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're going to know if, what's wrong, Sunshine? You're not talking a lot today. You're not talking fast. What's up? Oh, I have a headache. Could it be something else on the line? Do you understand what I'm saying? All of these things I'm sure you're going to touch.
Absolutely. That is something. I have a good girlfriend who is one of our pioneer peers. Actually, her name is Brittany Davis. And she makes a point to call me on video chat. And yes. I answer sometimes. And I say, hey, I asked you to stop. Calling me through video. And she doesn't care. She doesn't care. She said, yeah, no, I need to see your face.
There you go.
And make sure that you are okay.
Point made.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we will touch on all those sorts of things to just give the girls a great, solid foundation, a framework. You know, it won't solve everything, but it can point them in the general direction of where they need to be. So
and I think that's important to have somebody to give direction to the young people.
Absolutely.
You know, without them trying to say, okay, let me see, it's the peer pressure because I want to look like Nicki Minaj, or I want to look like, you know.
Absolutely. We'll have another one of our pioneer peers is Miss Aisha Stallworth, who is the guidance counselor for West Florida High School.
Okay.
So she's also the girls basketball coach.
Yeah.
So she's going to be able to give them guidance, and because it's an intimate setting, they'll have the opportunity to not only speak to the other workshop leaders and pioneer peers, but they'll have an opportunity to get the resources that she provides for the school district. You know, they'll have that time with her. So I'm very excited about her offering them guidance.
Absolutely. And you see these, everybody, check this out. I want you to take a look. You can see on our video screen as well. You can see here they're sitting in studio. These are young women who are taking the reins and making sure that they make a difference in our community. So let's do our part by supporting. Let's do our part by reaching out to make sure that we let these young people know. Info at reflections.org.co.
Yes.
Okay. Info at reflections.
Yes. Info at royalreflections.co.
I got her messing it up now.
We got it back. We got it.
But I say that because I want them to be ready because, you know, especially, and I'm glad that you're doing it so close to the holidays.
Yes. Yes.
The holidays are right around the corner.
Absolutely.
And I want these young ladies to pick up on this because I have to say this because, I mean, I don't want the young ladies to get confused with not getting the knowledge they need here. Education. Education is the key.
Absolutely.
Education is the key. Don't just get that diploma. Go a step further. Work on that college degree.
Yes.
If you don't want to go to a 4-year college, go to a 2-year. But get that paper. And that's going to allow doors to open for you more so than just
Can I just touch on a point as well that you made, Sunshine? When you speak about communication and certain life skills, and this is another reason why I love what Leah is doing, the in-person, the intimacy of the in-person effect. So these young ladies are going to see different kinds of women up close, interact with them. And I really believe, especially at this age, these formative years, it's very important for that experience and exposure. Because a lot of times, you know, just being in the classroom is rambunctious. There's a lot. Is one teacher to 30 kids trying to just get through the hour.
Can't get personal with them.
Exactly. So with this, you can see different levels, different styles of well-spoken women, how we carry ourselves with femininity and strength, you know, how we're focused and how we have a vision. Even if a young lady attends only one, that's something that she will remember for the rest of her life, depending on what she's used to being around. You know, so it gives them something else to look forward to, something to aspire to. And I tell my daughter all the time, like, you know, just if you do just a little 5-10% extra than the average person, it will open many doors for you.
Yes, it will.
Knowing how to speak to someone, by looking them in the eyes, projecting the voice, sit back, the little things, you know, the little things, you know, brush your hair, lotion your skin, hygiene, smell good, the little things take you very, very far. So it's one thing to see filtered Instagrams and, you know, the
filtered
AI
bodies and filtered everything,
all of that, but to see real live women up close and personal, and then to hear our stories. Because one thing we have in common, all of us, is that we were all 13 once.
Absolutely. And do we
were
have
14.
Stories?
Oh yes. So even though times
stories.
have changed, there's still a commonality of the teenage years that's so confusing because you're not quite a child, but you're not quite an adult.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't recognize that. A lot of people forget that they were teenagers once. So the way Leah basically handpicked who she wants to represent in the Royal Reflections, you know, represent her company and represent what's going on. That's why I'm smiling this whole morning with it. I'm like, you get it.
Your smile has not I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger every
Yes,
time we
ma'am.
look.
Yes, you totally get it. And I just wanted to point that out. So it's more than just the tangibles, it's the intangibles that these young ladies will walk away, and the adults, and myself. I can't wait to see who I am after this event.
Absolutely. Without a question.
Absolutely.
And
it would be transformative for the women as well. That's one of the amazing things about this experience is that every person that's in the room or Zoom will be transformed.
Absolutely. I'm so pleased with what you're doing. I mean, it just makes me happy that you've reached out to get these girls. And I mean, they need the help. You spoke on how they, I think that especially with the young girls, the teens,
yes, ma'am,
they look at the fact of the Nicki Minaj's, the Beyonce's, and all these people who are, you know, supposed to be, that this is the way it's supposed to be. You got to look like this. I mean, that's not it.
And it's
because half of it is they got these cameras that'll squeeze it up and make it that way, and they think, boy, no. They think that's the way it is, and you know. But I think what I hear from the ground root up that you all are teaching them the fundamentals that are so important, because that's not real.
It's not. I was just about to say that.
That's
it's not
real.
And it's not only the way they look; it's the way they act. These women are getting money and fame from being atrocious in their behavior.
Exactly.
And that's not going to be the average woman.
No.
They build and a lot of them are not like that in real life.
They're not. I mean, I think they're selling their bodies. And these little girls think that if I go out here and just show my body, and if I'm doing this, if I got my hair like this every week, if I look like this every day, that's it.
Right. And I want to say also that even if it is real, or if it, you know, whether it is or not, it's not the totality of a person. And there is some inner value that is in them, whether they know it or not, that we want to bring out. We want to make sure that they are aware of who they are, who they were created to be, and so that they're able to walk in their purpose.
Right. Great. Walk in that purpose, young ladies.
Yeah.
That is a powerful statement right there within itself. Because we're all different. God gave all of us a different talent.
Yes.
And He did not say, okay, I've got this 10,000 over here, you're going to be another Nicki Minaj. I got this 15,000 over here, you're going another Beyonce. No. He individually, He gives us something. But also, I want them to realize also that I just have to point to the fact of education is the key for anything.
Yes.
And I like to use, what's her name, Fantasia as a example. Look at what happened to Fantasia. Fantasia had her daughter very early.
Yeah.
She dropped out of school. But at the end, she realized she had to have that education. She had to go back to school. So we want to teach these girls how to, I mean, don't leave out that fundamental. Get it while it's younger. Get it now, because look at the difficulties she had to go through to get it.
Yes, ma'am.
And with what you're doing, I mean, wow. Everybody, I tell you, I'm talking to Leah because I tell you, she's such a sweetheart. And as long as I've been passing her, talking to her, just hey there, hi there, she's always had this way of, it's something about you that gravitates. And that's a great thing. And I'm feeling the same thing over here with Miss Tamika, because Miss New Yorker. And I'll tell you, the doctor right there, she's got it too. I feel this through the screen. The sister love. But sisters doing something for the young sisters.
Absolutely.
Which is great. We're going to come back and talk more, because this conversation can go on all day long. I love talking about it, making the difference right here at Sonshine's Corner. Again, let me remind you now, the 26th is right around the corner. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Don't forget to join in with us. You got to get up early on that Saturday now. On the 26th, meet us there by 7:30. We're going to be there at Seville, right downtown. You know exactly where it is. Thank you again, Ron Helm from District 4. Thank you for Sunday's Barbecue, as well as Rise City Church and Stallworth Insurance for being a part to walk and make a difference together. Your sunshine right here on Sonshine's Corner.
Florida Constitutional Amendment 4 will save women's lives and protect their reproductive freedoms. It ensures doctors can provide life-saving emergency care to women. 65% of Floridians support abortion rights, and Amendment 4 was put on the ballot following a citizen-led initiative. Despite this, politicians in Tallahassee approved a draconian 6-week abortion ban, which denies women reproductive freedom. Stand up for women's reproductive rights. Stand up for democracy. Vote yes on Amendment 4 this November.
Gilmarine, your one-stop shop for all your boating needs. We offer a vast selection of parts, accessories, and electronics. Discover our range of used boats in every size, shape, and brand, all ready to get you on the water today. And we provide expert advice and top-notch customer service to ensure you have the best boating experience. We service all outboard, inboards, stern drives, jet drives, and personal watercraft. Our certified staff will get you back on the water. Visit Gilmarine at 3541 West Fairfield Drive, Pensacola.
Let's work together to end breast cancer. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and BLAB TV and Sonshine's Corner, we're joining this year's annual Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk, and we want you to join us. Making Strides is happening on Saturday, October 26th, Seville Square, 8 a.m. A big thank you to all of our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. And we can't end breast cancer without you. I'll see you there.
My father told us he paid the cost to be the boss, which meant whatever he told you to do, you better do. So we were told you must vote. He would sit us down at a round table and go over the reasons why you needed to vote, why it was so important, that he fought for us to make sure that we could vote and that we were to fight for ourselves and for his grandchildren. My name is Jill Lewis-Staggs. I am the state committee woman for Okaloosa County, and I'm here to tell you, just vote.
And welcome back to Sonshine's Corner on this Friday edition. When it comes to making a difference, that's what I'm all about. When I see people that are working hard in our community, giving of themselves above and beyond what they have to do to make their lifestyle easy, they still reach out to help somebody else. I believe that's what life is all about, giving back and helping those who are in need. And how can we do that as a team, as a community, just as Leah and her team, they're doing to make a difference for our young ladies. And I can't stop saying thank you because I love it. I have somebody all the time talking about the young men, but I am going to just ring this as loud because it's the girls.
And thank you for saying my team, because that's exactly what it is. A powerhouse team, actually. If you see me, I didn't do anything by myself ever. I'm never alone. You know, God has sent people to help me with whatever it is that he needed me to build. And when I called these ladies, all of them said, okay, well, what is it that you need me to do?
See?
And a lot of them even changed their plans. Hey, well, you know, I had this to do on the 19th, but I'm going to send my assistant. Everyone dropped what they were doing to assist me for the community, for these young ladies. So
I believe when God gives you a plan,
if
he takes you to it, he's going to get you through it.
Yeah.
He's already got it lined up for you.
Already.
Being obedient by listening to what he says for you to do, trusting that his way is the right way. Honey, this is just the beginning.
Absolutely, it is just the beginning. I'm very, very excited about that. You mentioned Fantasia's story earlier, her having a baby earlier. You mentioned you having a child at an early age. And I want to thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing that, because I believe the power of us sharing our story helps others to share their stories or to understand that they don't have to walk in silence.
Not at all.
Because along with what Tamika was saying earlier, sometimes you get with the wrong crowd or hanging with the wrong people. But the other side of that is those who just shut down and they don't hang around anyone.
That's right.
And so they're in isolation, and so they aren't hearing the things that they need to hear. Sometimes Tamika and I feed off of each other a lot. Like, we're definitely each other's hype person all the time, no matter what adventure we're doing, because we've had quite a few adventures in such a short time. But speaking about your story and Fantasia's story, I had a similar experience as Fantasia, not having a child, but I had, you know, behavioral issues that ultimately ended up me being arrested at age 15. And as a result of that, things changed. And I had to make up in my mind that I didn't want to behave like this anymore. I had to take responsibility for my actions. And I did that with support. I had the support of my family, my church family. And there was this organization. They helped with mental health support. They helped to get me through the Corrections Academy. Just everything that I needed. So I did have to go back and get in education.
Of course.
Had to get a trade,
Yes.
and from there just went on to doing different exploits. But getting arrested so young, so young, it changed, and it changed my life.
Of course.
And I needed to do things to get me back on the path that I knew that God needed me to be on.
No doubt, no doubt. And
But I did that with support.
It's exactly. Transparency is okay. That only shows that what you have, you don't have to stay where you are.
Absolutely, and that recovery is possible. That's one of
it's
the main
possible.
things that I want women, the youth in general, people to know that recovery is possible.
Exactly. And these girls, and I want to really, really harp on this really strongly. And I'm sure Doctor can attest to what I'm about to say. If you make a mistake, that doesn't mean that it ends.
Right.
That does not mean that you're stuck right there. If you make a mistake, get up.
Get up.
Accept. And the Bible says, we fall down, but we get up. Don't just stay down. It's okay. And when you say that you had to recover, even for me, and I'm proud to say because of the support system I had, when I had that child in my senior year, I had to go back to school the next year before they would give me my diploma. And what I'm saying is that, sure, when I walk up, oh, I thought you graduated. Really? Get out of my face. No, I didn't. But I'm saying is, I knew it was important for me to complete that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that I can go on to attain 2 degrees that I have today. That did not stop me, that
Absolutely.
you can do the same thing.
Absolutely. You said we fall down, we get up. And there is a story in the Bible.
Yes, it is.
Where
Man, 7 times.
Yeah, it's another story where there was a man waiting by the gate, and he was lame, and at that time there were 2 people walking by, and
Peter?
They told him, hey, I don't silver and gold have I none,
but
what I do have,
you can have it, baby.
You can have it, in the name of Jesus Christ, get up and walk. And then after that, it says that they helped him up.
Yes.
And so I feel like that helping others up is the key.
That's right.
It is one of the keys. So that's what we want to do here. We want to actually help them up.
Exactly. And we're not going to, this is so wonderful. And I can see the smiles on Doctor's face, and my girl, Tamika, all I see is that she's just so happy. It's unbelievable. But the fact of it is, wow, I can't believe we only have 5 minutes. We've talked this long. Oh my God. But look, this is Tamika, let's hear from, not Tamika, I'm looking at Doc and I'm saying Tamika. But look, talk to us for about a minute on what you want people to understand about this event that's coming up next weekend on the 19th.
If I had just 1 minute, what I want people to understand is that you get out what you put in. So I have lived in several places, but I am back home in Pensacola, and I am proud to be from Pensacola. I am proud to be back home. So you can sit around and you can complain about your city and we don't have this or we don't have that, or you can put it in and watch what you get out of it.
Absolutely.
And that is what this is all about next weekend. Everything that I've traveled and learned, I cannot wait to pour back in to say, you can come where I came from and be whatever it is you want to be. And there are no limits on you. God has not put limits on you. We will not be limiting ourselves. We will not be limiting these young ladies. Again, like first doctor in my family, my family just calls me Lydia. It's perfectly fine. It's something that I just like math and science. So this is my job, but my passion is people and making sure that if there's something that I can prevent, I'm going to prevent it. And I know I only have a few more seconds, but I just want to say this because you mentioned this earlier, Sonshine, about this being Q4 and being right before the holidays. A lot of people don't know a very alarming statistic that the holidays are the highest rate of suicide. So while it is family time and a lot of people are enjoying family, those without, it is a very hard time of year. And it's very important that we don't forget that while we're enjoying the bounty and the plentifulness of being able to be with our loved ones, there are people who do not have that and are on the verge. And your smile, your kind words, your willingness to reach back can make them literally live another day. And that's what it's about.
Absolutely. I'm going to run to you, Tamika.
Yes, ma'am.
Give us a few words, because they're counting us down big time. We got 3 minutes, I believe.
Yes, I'm just very excited for the future, knowing that we have the ability and the platform to make a change.
Right.
Thank you for what you're doing for the community, exposing and sharing what we have in our hearts and encouraging us.
Yes.
You know, we need the encouragement, because sometimes even as adults we have doubts ourselves, and Leah said we have that in common too. Like when I call her and I'm like, you know, I'm not feeling my greatest, and she's like, let me remind you who you are. And I'll do the same for her.
Exactly. It takes that. It
but
takes that.
yeah, we're really excited, and we can't wait to come back to tell you how it turned out.
You will
and
be
what
back.
we have planned for the next one.
Exactly. And I tell you, Leah, my heart, everything goes out to you for what you do. And how you're doing it, and the platform that you're using to make a difference with our girls. Tell everybody how to get in touch and get ready for the next one.
Absolutely. Really quick, I want to say that they can email or go to our Facebook page, email info@royalreflections.co.
Okay.
And I want to go ahead and shout out a couple of more of our speakers. Ty Cooper, who is out of Atlanta, who is a law employment executive. She's also has a nonprofit, Beauty, and she has a cosmetic line, Beauty Cosmetics. And we also have Tabitha Christopher, who is a public speaker, phenomenal person. We also have Haley Morissette, who's coming in. So I'm very excited about them. The girls will experience a royal high tea, and they will go on to learn how to plan and prepare and budget for a meal for a family of 4. They will cook it, and then they will have a fine dining dinner experience where they are going to have appetizers, their choice of entrees and sides, and the whole thing. So I'm excited about this experience.
Absolutely. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. And all I can say is this, ladies, I applaud you. Ladies, continue to do what you do. Always know that you've got a seat right here, so we can talk about the things that you're doing in the community. And I want to remind everybody now, wherever you are, whoever you are, don't forget, now we've got 26 days left before it is election day. Your voice needs to be heard. Go out and vote. Cast your vote. Leaving you as I do every single day, my friends, never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first, I'll guarantee you this, you're going to be a total success. So until Monday for another day of information and sunshine, know that I do love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone, and go out and support. Thank you, Leah, for doing what you do and sharing it with Sunshine's Corner.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.